My name's Dave Scott. This is Dave Overschmidt. That's Scott Hayes. We belong to 38th Jaegers, and this unit was obviously it was World War II German light infantry unit, but it was formed as a reenacting unit in about 1977 by a World War II veteran. We're based out of St. Louis, and our focus is on 1943 and after period, the conflict on the Eastern Front. So we try to portray the average light infantry soldier that would have participated in that conflict.
Hello. Hey folks, before we get started, just a couple of announcements. When they're all done with the presentation, there's going to be some shells left over from the shooting of all the guns. The kids can come pick them up when the whole presentation is completely over, okay? Do not come in between the presentations of all the guns. Okay? Again, I'd like to thank Lockport Township Park District, all of the staff for hosting this year's event. This event is made possible through our three main sponsors, which is BMO Harris Bank, Homer Tree Service, who transported all of the tanks for us here this weekend, as well as Hanson Material Service, who sponsored the pyrotechnics for all the battles yesterday. So kudos to all them guys, and we'll get started in a few minutes.
So, I am a GI. I represent the 101st Airborne. Nice little chicken on my sleeve here. So, this is a basic combat rig that I have together. I've got a knuckle knife, something that the Airborne like to have. I've got, this is for the BAR, which I will get to explaining about in a little bit. So I've got bigger pouches to carry my magazines. I have a first aid kit, which each soldier would have carried. Has a nice little bandage in there with some powder that stops you from bleeding, kinda. I got a canteen cup. I stole one of these stick grenades off of one of these dead guys over here because I ran out of my nice pineapple ones like this gentleman's wearing. So, you know, Airborne, once you jumped in, you got whatever you could get. So, enough about the uniform. Let's get to some firearms. My first one is the 1911. This 1911, this firearm was developed actually in 1910 and then first issued to the Army in 1911. It was issued as a standard sidearm until the 90s. The design really has not been modified since the original one was created in 1910. A few extra safety features because, well, firearms are fun, but they can be dangerous. It shoots a 45 ACP round from a single stacked 7-round mag. So your highest capacity is 8 because you can load one into the chamber and then put in a fresh 7-round mag. It is a gas operated and it's a 7-round semi-automatic pistol. These were adopted because the 45 ACP round was more powerful and had more knockdown powder than the standard 38 caliber revolvers of the time. So I'm going to step down and demonstrate this now. Thank you. As you see, sometimes it shoots, sometimes it doesn't. So once you get the rounds out, it tends to cycle a little bit better. Now on to some big toys. I have here the M1918 A2 Browning automatic rifle, also called the BAR. This was a single person carried, fully automatic machine gun. It's air cooled and it is gas operated. It shoots from a 20-round box magazine. This was an idea to give more stable firepower on the battlefield without having to have 3 men carry ammunition, and then the 1919 machine gun or the 1917 back in the day, and a tripod. I did not bring it with me today, but it was also fitted with a bipod on the end, so when you were set up in a defensive position, you could have more stability and have more accurate shooting. It features a, I'm gonna hold the microphone. It features a fold-up leaf adjustable rear sight. It also has a little plate on the back that goes up so you can kind of rest it on your shoulder and help out a little bit. Carry handles came out later in the war, made it a little bit easier to carry because this barrel gets really hot once it starts shooting. This one has all walnut foregrip and rear stock, but they also made the Bakelite plastic stocks. This shoots a 30-06 round, which was the standard rifle and machine gun round of the time, and effective range was labeled at 500 yards, but its maximum range was 3,500 yards. So these things had a lot of reach out and go. I'm going to go ahead and shoot it for you.
Can you sit down?
Thank you, Eddie. Right here we got the M1 Garand. Basically what Pat said, the rifle that won the war. It's pretty simple. 8-round clip called an M block. All you have to do is just load it like this, and I'll show you real quick. As you may notice, after this clip, you're going to hear a little ping, and I'll talk about that after I fire it. As you heard that ping from the end block, or what? Yeah. And what the Germans finally realized is after you hear this sound, basically you're going to reload and it takes about 5 seconds to reload. So what they did was they started making maneuvers and tactics, popping their heads up while we're reloading, rushing us, whatever they have to do to get us. We got a little smarter and took an empty end block, throw it on a rock, and have a full clip in it. To confuse the Germans, they rush us, we get them.
Hey guys, right here I have an M1903. It's a bolt action designed for World War I. It was issued to the GIs, and this gun was reworked for World War II. It was loaded with a 5-round stripper clip, and I'll show you how it works. That's how it works. This gun was also issued in different models, especially as a sniper rifle during World War II.
And what I got here is a short demonstration on the British Enfield Mark III rifle. It carries a 10-round magazine, and it's a bolt-action rifle. It's got the range of approximately 1,500 yards and still be pretty accurate. And with a little practice, even though it's a bolt-action, you can get good speed out of it. And these rifles, Mark III, was originally built back in around 1889 and remained in production all the way into the mid-50s with very little modifications to them. And a lot of countries are still using these as their primary weapons. I want to give you a short demonstration as to how fast you can fire this.
British Stand Mark III. They made about 5 million of these in various marks. 1, 2, 3, they skipped 4, and then he went to 5. Basically, mechanically, they're all the same. Looks very cheap because it was. This cost about $15 to manufacture, American exchange rate for back in 1940.
Well, you're gonna but you guys listen to me. I'm so excited. I know.
Sorry, I said, not mine.
Question quick.
Bang, 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 bang.
All right, folks, that concludes our weapons demonstration. We're going to head out to the lab and there.
It's like, well, meat, raw meat. Ready? Go. Yeah. They knew they were going to do it. They were all sitting there.